Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. People, you know what that theme song means. It can mean one thing and one thing only. That it's an off week of Polyester Blend. People, this is not Polyester Blend. Not all right. People of the internet, welcome to another Monday night. This happy Memorial Day here in the country known as the United States of America. United, yeah. Haven't seen that for a while. People, my name is Ryan Schlegel. I'm normally here accompanied with some of the finest Husky boys. We're not talking 90% fat-free. We're talking 50% fat-free. Husky, A-quality meat boys. But they're not here this week, you can tell, because they've been given the night off. It is a non-official. This is not an official Polyester Blend. The night has been called off. Clayton Scribner was like, "Oh, I'm coming back from my cabin. I don't want to do your shop, bro. Oh, do we have to do the show?" And I was like, "Clayton, you got to speak clearly and concise if you're going to talk." With so laziness, you almost like, you almost like fell asleep, Clay dog. But no, Clay, it was like, what are we doing here? It's Memorial Day. Not only that, he's coming back. So Clay was coming back from his cabin, and he was like, I might not get back until later. But also, there's this little thing called the Utah Jazz. Have you heard about it? Yeah, kind of a big deal. And they have a playoff game tonight. And I got a call from Ryan Smith, formerly of Qualtrics, the current owner. He had a brief sidebar with Dwayne Wade before he called me. And he said, "Ryan, listen up." And I was like, "Ryan? You Ryan?" He's like, "Yeah, Ryan, I'm Ryan." I'm like, "Well, I don't have any Ryan. We'll not get into that." But Ryan Smith said, "I need a solid from Polyester Blend." And I said, "Ryan, we'll have to see what the deal looks like. I don't know. But lay on me what you want, what you're thinking." And he said, "Ryan, I'm a little worried about viewership of the Jazz game tonight if Polyester Blend happens. Because I'm not going to... Listen, I just bought this team." This is Ryan Smith talking. He said, "I just bought the team. I need this to go well financially for me. I'm in a lot of hock. I sold my business. Okay? I bought this team. I looked at the record." This is Ryan Smith talking, the owner of the Jazz. He's like, "I looked at the record. We haven't won a championship." I was like, whoa, should have done my research before I bought this team. So he's like, "Ryan, we can't deal with losing all the Jazz fans to Polyester Blend tonight. Can you not broadcast tonight?" And I said, "You know what, Ryan? I'll make you a deal. You promise me that you kill 400 pounds of quagga by tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. I'll consider the deal with one caveat. I get to come on and tell our poly heads, the ones who wait every week to get re-energized with Polyester Blend, that there is no Polyester Blend this week." And he said, "All right, deal's a deal." He called Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade said that was cool. Dwayne Wade said to Ryan Smith, "Whoa, did you talk to Ryan Schlegel on the phone?" And Ryan Smith was like, "Yes, I did." Dwayne Wade was like, "That is so cool. That's really cool." So I got that going for me. Dwayne Wade's a big fan. By the way, we just found the new intro music to Polyester Blend regular shows. I just thought really quickly, I was like, I shouldn't do the actual Slaughter song we do, but I found this sweet video, more views than some Polyester Blend episodes, of this man playing his bass along to Polyester Blend's theme song, Slaughter's Shout It Out, for the hit movie Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey 2. Normally we have some bed music. I thought this week, since Clay Dog isn't here, we'll do all ska music for the bed music here for this mini. This is not an actual, we are not going the full length. We were just going a couple minutes here. I just wanted to say, hey, couple things. One, no show this week. We need to get a website or a way to let people know who watch the show. And again, we could probably just get a bunch of carrier pigeons and send out that signal, because not It's not like we have to cover a lot of numbers when we let people know we're not doing the show. But I just wanted something here during the normal show time to let you know there is no show. But we don't, again, we'll have to figure out some sort of way to let people know when we don't have a show. So I thought I'd just put this up. Quick little mini episode for you to know there is no full broadcast show here tonight, even though this is being broadcast live. We'll be back next week with a great new show. Clayton, Ryan, the three Husky boys will be back next week, along with Chatmaster Jeremy, Lewis, some of the other idiots. Patrick Munger kind of got a new role on the show. He's kind of become the executive janitor on the Schledio. He comes in here and cleans up the Schledio when I'm not here. Give him a key. But for this episode, again, we're not doing the show this week. We'll be back next Monday at 8 o'clock. I just wanted to come on here briefly before the Jazz game gets too long into it, just to let you know, Polyheads, don't you be afraid. All your favorite bits, you shop, bro. Ryan's Comics Corner. We might actually ditch Ryan's Comic Corner. Not a lot of people loving that. City's Quiz. You know, the Quaggas, the Pinatas, Dumb Thoughts. Clayton Sports Corner will be great next week. He's off watching the Jazz right now, so don't worry, people. Polyester Blend will be back next week, but I just wanted to kind of have this episode here to catalog the fact it's not here. I hope you're all well after a great Memorial Day weekend. And one thing I thought we could do for a second, I've been thinking about doing this on the actual show for a minute, but I thought we could do this for a minute. If anyone shows up, I do have a Zoom going if anyone wants to join that for a second, but there's only one viewer, me, so we're not going to worry about that. Again, no show this week. We're back next week with a whole new show. But I thought I'd give you a little something, a little mini episode, free of charge, even though we don't charge for the show anyway. But I thought it'd be fun. I've been thinking about doing this for a while on the regular show, doing actual commentary to whatever the last year's episode of Polyester Blend was. So, people, we had the big year extravaganza about a month or so ago. We have been on the air for about more than a year. So we're now starting to overlap with dates we did last year. So I thought, why don't I just I'll watch back, give my commentary onto whatever show was last year for a couple minutes, and then we'll end the show here, end the live broadcast. But we're going to watch the show that took place last year. So right now it is May 31st, 2021. Last year was June 1st, 2020. We were only a month and a half into our show. I don't know how much we've actually technology-wise gotten better since then, but I just wanted to see where we were to kind of give us an indication of what it's been like for a year and where we're going in this next year. Polyester Blend will be here. We have so many good ideas, so many things happening, and we love anybody who comes and checks out the show, including many episodes of me just talking to those potential people who are wondering why there's no show this week. It's because we're off this week, but I just wanted to come on here and say hi to those Polyheads. People, like I just said, I am going to introduce for the first time ever Polyester Blend commentary, and this is from last year's show. I haven't even checked out what this show is or what's going on. I will play it a little bit here and just kind of give you my thoughts before I go back to watching the Jazz game. I hope you're all well. Reach out if you want to do anything. As always on the show, I'm on Twitter, Ryan Schlegel Twitter. Email me, ryan.schlegel@gmail. Come say hi. If you want to do anything on the show, we'll be back next Monday. But this is last year, June 1st, 2020. This is the first week we had the green logo, where we added Ryan because it kind of became apparent that he wasn't going anywhere. So this is the first green. This has kind of become the regular logo. I have it on that board back there. I don't know what we talk about or what we do in this show. I feel it'll be very coronavirus heavy because it was only in June of last year. But I'm going to be here to kind of give commentary on this last year's episode of Polyester Blend. Let's check it out. This is Polyester Blend mini episode, first ever commentary, Polyester Blend. And I hope you're all doing well out there. We'll be back next week with tons of fun. And I can't wait to be there with you. Already have audio issues, we can tell. Not a good sign. Oh, I know this one. Oh, this is telling of the times. Let me grab this real quick. Oh, man. This came out of last year was, of course, remember, this is about the time of the you know, after George Floyd and people were just needing to get out and let people know that we couldn't stand this shit anymore and we needed to change everything. So, oh great, I'm glad when it's by myself it's kind of a heavier moment. But it was just this part we wanted to start off. It was such an intense weekend and things were getting tense. We just wanted to kind of have a moment where you could just breathe for like 2 fucking minutes and then get back to work. Was the name. This is one of our visual bits.
Polyester Blend presents. Let's just take a goddamn breather for 2 fucking minutes, and then we'll get back to work.
That's fun font. It's a fun. I probably was making this going, that's a fun font, and right now I'm going, that's a fun font. It's a fun thought about a fun font. So yes, again, got the White Claws. I remember making this image really quickly because I was like, oh god, we got to get on the show. What are some fun visuals? Notice my really great paint work done here. I add some textures and things. Oh, and I think the bit I do here is that I add a lot of different animal sound effects. Let's pay attention. It's getting sillier. Still reasonable. A dog could be there. Now we're getting barnyard animals. Back in the continuous issues with audio. I wish those animal sounds were louder. I guess it kind of had something. Clearly just kind of classic bit. Very scary animal. And then you see how it's scary, and then you go the opposite. Very cute. This is a free comedy class here, people. What is this, back to our masterclass series, this commentary? And then kind of a goofier, oh, it's a party now? Really not happy with my sound audio effects. All right. Maybe not.
This has been Polyester Blend presents. Let's just take a goddamn breather for like 2 fucking minutes, and then we'll get back to work. But now,
Understand that?
it is time to enjoy the show.
We got the music. Slaughter had already become a familiar thing with the show. Poly Blend. Again, people, this is just me hanging out while the other polyheads are off. Gave them the night off. I was sitting around and realized we should have something in here.
Oh boy.
That is me doing last year, June 1st.
On Monday, just like Polyester Blend
2020.
always does. We're at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We put on a live show. It's your good friends. But it's time to start Polyester Blend Live.
Totally not a weird time to be doing this.
It is absolutely a normal time to do a comedy show, and that's why
people, I mean, this is very interesting already. This is back when I used to have the city flag in the background and just had that flying right behind me. I was back. This was when I was inside in Schludio. The first, the Schludio A, that was inside. I still was doing the show from there. My God. And wearing glasses, which I normally don't like to do on the show. I must have been right up against time making all those sweet graphics you just saw. But I usually don't like wearing glasses because they reflect the camera monitors, so it doesn't make for a good visual. I know you're astonished I care that much while the show looks that bad most of the other time. But yeah, this was right after we started doing this show, and we were so excited. But this is one of those early on moments where we're like, oh yeah, when you do a show like this, you do have to be prepared for when it's, you know, a serious thing that takes serious. I mean, we're not taking it that seriously, nor should we, because we're not the voices that should be on the forefront of this. We just need to listen and do what we can to help. But we were just like, well, we like doing this show. Let's try to talk about everything that's going on. I'm kind of cringed out. Of course, it couldn't be a fun one where it's like some pirate pinata or episode where that's, just some goof with that. Of course, I have a heavy episode that happened a year ago, which is crazy to think happened a year ago.
And outside.
Hey, Yeah, I moved it outside.
This is beautiful. Getting a
I took your
taster.
advice. I came here to take some deep breaths and
Just breathe.
give
for
the
a
audience
second.
a sneak peek of beautiful Salt Lake City and the 5G tower above my right shoulder here.
Its first ever appearance. I should have made a graphic for it.
Wow, that 5G would go on to be something we talked about for a while, but now people have forgotten about it. But that got a lot of mileage of that 5G tower. I feel like some of these polyheads still remember, but we spend most of the summer like, oh, that's a fun bit. Let's keep with that
Holy
going.
shit. Clay, it is so good to be with you, my friend. I wanted to do a breather at the beginning because we're all kind of trying to process what's going on. And I felt that we should do a show because A, no one listens, so it's really just for us. And B, this is a place if you want to talk about shit, the big stuff, like Charlie with his beautiful smile,
Beautiful
special
Charlie.
guest.
Say hi.
Charlie's so cute, always part of the show. As much as I want to talk about these big things, I wanted to get to point of order. We were just trying to grapple with how we would talk about this. I wanted to see what the show felt like because we, at this point, we certainly did not have. We certainly didn't have any of. Like we didn't have our Ryan's Comics Corner's there. I guess we should see what Comics Corner looked like. Let's see how thrilling that was back then. I bet it was still just as funny as it is
Watching
today.
along.
Hopefully people have color monitors.
Oh
We did not
God!
say
Oh,
that
I did the big reveal where I shaved off my hair. I forgot about this. Let's watch the moment I showed everyone I cut off all my hair because I stopped cutting. I stopped, of course, growing out
You
my
ready
hair.
for this
Bud.
big reveal?
Because during the pandemic, I wasn't going to cut my hair. Remember that? Remember that? It was such a quaint time so long ago when we didn't cut our hair. Now I'm growing it back out again. But this was when I went and bought my own trimmers and cut my hair. It was a big reveal.
I know it's going to call for a point of order. That's why I wanted to save it. I was sick of the long-haired boys. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the long hair. I want to keep it down. I'm going to go crazy because it's the one time in my life, and that's why I did this.
Whoa!
That's right! In the room right now! Order! I was done.
Tell me how it is.
It
Tell
is
me how it is.
free. It is uncomfortable. It is somewhat regretful, but then you're like, actually, I kind of like it.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
all
never
over the
regret it.
place on it. I don't regret it, and it seems like the perfect time to do something like this.
Yeah, perfect time to do something like this. Sounds wonderful, Ryan. Really good improv right there. Let's go to Comics Corner, and I didn't regret it. It was a great hairdo. It's a great hairdo. It was a great decision on my part. Didn't have to. I kind of might go back to it. That's not something I might just go back to. Let's see
Done.
what's.
Nobody's this.
Notice the echo going on because I still hadn't figured out. I had a kind of a crazy system. I guess I still do for how everything works, but that echo drives me nuts from the early show.
Disputing that. Cavemen are dumb. And I think that's the underlying theme of this entire show, actually.
Right.
But you
From
know, the reason
from the
I
makers of the wheel. Sorry.
I got really strong Gary Larson vibes from this.
Yeah.
Like poor man's Gary Larson.
Right.
And
Internet just
it
can't
just
handle
it
this.
enraged me, and so I needed to share it with you.
See how
and
Ryan's
all
back.
our listeners.
Ugh, it's the
I
worst.
love, and I want to say here that even though Bizarro, it's funny because they ditched the one writer and it's only one, but they actually fit in two comics with this because the title bar is actually its own independent comic.
Oh,
Now,
very insightful stuff, Ryan
but
Schlegel.
here's what I will
People,
say
for those who
about
don't know, we are
is
not
that
doing
you
a
have
show
a
this week. It's
chimpanzee
just
playing
me
a guitar.
saying, hey, letting you know I wanted this
rock
video to be up.
music?
There is no show this
Was
week.
that
You're not
his
missing out
connection there?
on anything.
Or
Trust
was
me,
he
I'm
just
watching
going
this
for the
one.
straight, a
This
monkey
mini episode is
playing
not
a
going anywhere.
guitar?
But we'll be back
Bizarro.
next week.
Is it
Full new
independent
show
worlds,
next
or
week,
do
but
they
go watch the
correlate?
jazz. Go enjoy the last of your
But yeah, you're
Memorial
saying
Day
that the
weekend.
monkey world.
And I'm just
correlates
watching,
with
just
the-
giving you a
They
little
were
mini
just
episode.
saying rock and
commentary on
then
an
the
old episode, an episode
guitar
from last
playing
year
monkey could
from
be playing
today.
rock. You see what I'm
some
saying
rock.
here?
Can I ask you, is the top of this cartoon, does it change every week, the title banner?
You know, I don't know. I don't
know why
really
our
pay
show
atten-
isn't more
like I said, I
popular.
don't pay attention to Sunday comics.
Do a deep
but-
dive. Come on.
Come on, buddy. Let's do the whole.
I will. I
catalog
will
here.
You're
start.
the comics.
Hey,
You're the
hey.
comics corner guys. Come on. Come in
Can
prepared,
we get
please.
some demos? Can
Yeah.
we get can we get some demos out there? Can we see what the unreleased stuff was? That's what we want to see. Early sketches, maybe
you
where they
imagine?
ditch it. We want to see how the evolution of their thought process went.
Don't we?
Right. What does the guitar playing monkey represent, and what does the pig wearing the pie? What is that? The bowler hat?
Right. It's not a
He's
beanie. I
stained
think it's a
by
beanie.
Dan. By
Yeah.
Dan Perraro.
The whole thing is very, very interesting. This Ryan's Comics Corner is still running at that great percentage, even to today. What the hell did we do for the rest? I don't even know what we talked about for the rest of the show. Jeremy, of course, this is where Jeremy shows up an hour into the show. He's just there. I guess we're talking about, I think we were doing years of music at this point. A lot more music on the show, and it was always constantly being brought back down. Oh, we talk about a mixer at this point, my old mixer. We've come a long way, people. I'm not saying we've come that far, but we have come
If
a
for
long
fans
way.
of the show Full House, I believe there's like a DJ Tanner in every city. I think it's a DJ franchise, if you will, that you had to buy into.
We
never paid our dues.
yeah, we should
Get
have
our
really
DJ
got
Tanner
into
dues.
it. And also, like,
Did the
in general-
DJ Tanner Mafia like show up one night and just like smash all your gear?
Don't know why we didn't.
You mean our
Listen, Zane.
iPod?
That's why we went to the segments, people. I mean, as much as it's fun to hear a bunch of white people
Ableton or something.
talk,
Remember,
just
like the early
bullshit
Ableton?
and sound like
And then Ableton with a lot
as
of
much how fun that is.
And I did it once.
Fucking
Jeremy,
annoying as
and it
hell.
took so
Especially I'm
fucking
realizing
long
what this
to do
the
that.
date of
And,
this
like, to set
episode
up,
when it
and then
went
I don't
out.
think it
And then we
saved
just
it.
spent.
And it
I
was
mean,
just like,
we're working with what we
automation
got, people.
on
Okay,
this
at the
thing,
time
that
it was only about a month and a half of the
Yeah,
show.
yeah. So you could.
We
you
didn't
could
know
cut
what we
out,
were
like,
going to
so
eventually
anything
do. We
that
didn't know
was a
that we would
button
have
on
this
this,
whole
Jeremy.
cult following
Let me open this up.
of my mom. Let's see who we have here. Oh, it was the best songs of 2008. Oh yeah, that was a fun time. How did we end the show? Yeah, we still had the Limp Bizkit crew. Look how I'm fast forwarding through this whole show.
If someone
We're gonna be done in
answers,
5 minutes,
they
people.
will
We're gonna
shoot
end
them
this little
just
broadcast
to
here.
prove that Black Lives Matter.
Oh God,
Are
we're
you
probably
fucking kidding me?
reading some awful tweet from some horrible person at that time.
Shit,
I was right.
God, it was really just us four this whole time. No
the
wonder
show
we
because
just
I
fell
need to
down
get
from
out
there.
of here, I need to end the studio to be respectful.
My God, people, look where we've come from and where we may go in the next year. This has been a mini episode. I can remind me never to watch our old episodes again. They just send me into a spiral. But by that way, all of our shows are archived on my YouTube channel. So if you want to go back and check them all out, by all means do. They get much better, people. This was the first month and a half. Check them out. Last week's episode's a doozy. I really enjoyed that one. If you haven't checked it out, check out last week's episode. It's up on YouTube right now. And we will see. Watch it, love it, see what we're going to do next week, because we're going to do that same high caliber goofs and music with hopefully your voice in there if you want to be a part of it. What a year it's been. What a year, and hopefully many years we'll have with Polyester Blend, and see where we go. Ryan wanted to say hi to everyone. Clayton wanted to say hi to everyone. We will be back next week, people, with another episode of Polyester Blend Live, the full episode. We'll leave with some ska music. Don't be sad, because Polyester Blend ain't leaving you. We were here, even though it wasn't really something you needed during the pandemic, but we were happy to do something. It made us happy. We were so happy the group of people that came out of it. We're going to be back next week at 8 o'clock. Hope you had a good Memorial Day. Think about that. Anything, predictions, any ideas for next week? Write them down. Any thoughts, any ideas? We're always welcome here at Polyester Blend. We're going to have a very exciting show next week with all sorts of new stuff, maybe some people live. We'll find out. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing well. It's fun to go and see things, people. I know it is. I went to a couple things. We'll talk about it next week. Anyway, no Polyester Blend this week. My name is Ryan Schlegel. Go Jazz. Hope they're doing well this week. If you want to reach out to me, find me on Twitter or email me, Ryan Schlegel. Polyester Blend, we love you. Have a good night, everybody. See you next week, Monday, 8 o'clock. Poly Blend. Not hitting any of the right things.